It's not really about Hunter Biden's gun application, is it? Lying and buying when it comes to gun applications, especially when it's about whether someone is going to tell the truth about using illegal drugs, lying and buying is not uncommon.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. You may not have known this, but 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C., that's just now the home of the Whoppers. It seems Biden can't speak truth even when he's plagiarizing it from Neil Kinnock. And of course, the leftist media lets him get away with it. This week, Biden was handing out Whoppers left and right.
American soldiers of the 10th Mountain Division scaled that 1,800-foot cliff at night, caught the Germans by surprise, captured key positions, and broke through the German defense line at a pivotal point in the war. Just imagine, I mean it sincerely, I say this as a father of a man who won the Bronze Star, the Conspicuous Service Medal, and lost his life in Iraq.
Beau Biden served in Iraq, but he died of brain cancer in 2015 in Maryland, not in Iraq. But wait, there's more Whoppers that were served up by Biden on Tuesday.
Lightning struck a little pond behind my house, came up through the ground into the air conditioning system, ended up generating thick black smoke, literally that of those proportions. And from the basement to the third floor, the attic, everything was ruined. And the kitchen floor, we almost lost a couple firefighters, they tell me, because the kitchen floor was the burning between the beams in the house, in addition to almost collapsed into the basement.
Of course, the media was there. In 2004, the Associated Press reported a small fire in the kitchen where no one was injured. Luckily, we got it pretty early, Cranston Heights Fire Company Chief George Lamborn told the outlet. The fire was under control in 20 minutes. ABC, CBS, and NBC newsrooms haven't covered either Biden Whopper for some reason. It's almost like the leftist media is trying to protect old Joe and his entire family from their own lies. Like when Hunter allegedly lies on federal documents to purchase firearms.
It's not really about Hunter Biden's gun application, is it? Lying and buying when it comes to gun applications, especially when it's about whether someone is going to tell the truth about using illegal drugs, lying and buying is not uncommon.
It's not uncommon? I mean, it's not? Why does Joe want all these new federal gun laws then? I mean, hey, it's no big deal if you break them. When leftists in the media aren't busy defending lying Bidens, they're making up their own creative fantasies to protect their precious, precious Joe.
I feel confident in predicting that if Republicans win control of one or both houses of Congress, they will do everything in their power to sabotage the economy.
Sabotage what exactly? Hate to tell you, Chris Hayes, Biden, the Democrat-controlled Congress, already beat everyone to the crash the economy finish line. I feel confident in predicting remedial economic classes should be in Chris's future. Maybe Chris is just delusional, but remember, leftist delusions start at the top.
Whole Biden family, happy birthday, Joy.
No one is better named than you. You brought joy to so many of your friends and admirers with your trademark humor and that smile that lights up the room.
Oh, this just makes me cringe.
Both Jill and I are grateful for the time we've spent with you over the years, and we're delighted to call you a friend.
Your light fills people's homes and hearts every morning.
I hope no one was drinking liquid when that played. Old gallons of juice just coming out the nose while laughing. Now, it truly was the week of Biden Whoppers. Wow. Here's a Whopper of an omission. The state media, das PBS, did a special segment on inflation this week, but they just kept missing something.
Later this week, we will get another report on the pace of inflation in the U.S., and there's some hope that it is finally slowing. But you've probably noticed higher prices at the grocery store already, on everything from dairy to meat to wheat products. The cost of groceries rose 13.5% in the past year. That's the largest increase in 43 years. Our economics correspondent, Paul Solman, looks at what's driving those costs up.
I'm not going to play the entire thing, but let's just say Paul Solomon never looks at the White House. Joe Biden's like Voldemort to the media when it comes to the responsibility for the economy. He who must not be named. PBS failed to mention him or the Democrats once, even once, during an entire 7-minute special segment on inflation. What an effective use of tax dollars for propaganda over at PBS, huh? And speaking of things that the media just can't name.
President of the Los Angeles City Council has stepped down from her leadership role after an audio recording of racist remarks surfaced.
Oh, a racist politician. I wonder which party they're from.
During a meeting last year, Mary Martinez likened a colleague's black son, who was 2 years old at the time, to an animal. In a statement yesterday, Martinez apologized, saying in part, quote, "I take responsibility for what I said, and there are no excuses for those comments." Martinez, however, did not say she was resigning from her council seat.
MEC just doesn't say anything about her Democratic Party affiliation. Yes, have to wonder why. It seems the leftist media has no problem completely making things up and then blaming Republicans.
As we are watching Republicans not just destroying democracy in the dark, breaking into election officers and plugging stuff in, we're watching them do it from rally stages, debate stages. That's where they're doing it.
Yeah. Paranoid conspiracy theorist Nicole Wallace from MSNBC has the answer to her own self-generated problem.
And I guess the reason I asked you if we'd been here before is, do you think it requires, a democracy commission?
A democracy commission? Well, that doesn't sound too Orwellian, does it? Nothing like a desire for complete control for the left from the media. Now, who would head such a commission, you may ask?
Should President Obama?
Yeah, that seems to have an agenda there. On Thursday, the network newscast showed what matters to them the most. They combined to have spent more time on the last hearing of the House Select Committee on January 6th than on the new report that inflation continued to soar in September at a rate of 8.2%. ABC's World News Tonight spent over 8 minutes on the January 6th commission. 45 seconds on that inflation report.
Turn now to the economy and to the new numbers on inflation in the U.S. It remains stubbornly and painfully high. Consumer prices in September 8.2% higher than a year ago, moderating slightly from August, but not what analysts were hoping for.
Or what the leftist media was hoping for. And by Friday morning, they were once again creating new ways on how to explain that high inflation, because it's really good news.
Inflation is in some ways good news for Social Security recipients.
George, the roughly 70 million Social Security recipients are about to receive an extra $146 a month. That is an 8.7% cost of living increase. It is the largest in more than 40 years.
The highest in 40 years, just like inflation, the highest in 40 years. Americans struggling to make ends meet amid record high gas prices, soaring food costs. Well, that's just not important to the media. It's their leftist agenda that must come first.
So the president has been trying to put a positive spin on this, noting that the annual inflation rate has gone down since earlier this year.
The economy is so good. Come on, man.
Come on, folks.
I'm Eric Shiner for MRCTV, asking you to visit the MRC Store and scare up some great Halloween deals. Visit MRCTV.org for the latest in news, culture, and videos. And please like, share, and subscribe on the platforms that let you see us. A reminder that all of our videos can be found on Rumble, and we can't say that about everybody else. And we'll be back soon with another look at leftist media madness.